Hi, everybody. Welcome back. This is Jennifer Palmer. I just wanted to talk to you real briefly about the idea of cleansing your space. How many of you routinely work at keeping your environment clear and cleansed of negative energies, right? Now, I know some of you might say, well, there's no such thing as negative energies. Well, let's put it this way. Sometimes there are energies that interfere with the environment that you're trying to create. Have you ever walked into a room and felt like, oh, this room just doesn't feel right? Something doesn't feel good. And there could be many different reasons for that. There are many different ways that you could cleanse your space. And some of these may align with you, some of them may not. It's all good, whatever you can do to really work at your space and cleanse it and clear it, then it just makes it that much better. It's all good. And you might wonder, well, what is your space? What is your space? It could be your office, your place of employment. Maybe it's more than just your office. Maybe you also have a reception area or a bathroom, or it's your home. It's where you sleep at night, or it's your living room. Wherever you're spending most of your time, it would be really important to magnify or amplify the good energy, the things that make you feel good. So the first and most practical things that you can do would be to clear the clutter and actually clean the room. So when you have things just laying around and there's no particular place for them, it creates clutter. And when you have clutter in your space, you also have clutter in your mind and in your being. Now, I know some people feel better when they have clutter. It makes them feel more at home. Well, if that's the case for you, then that's fine. Then that's what feels good to you. But I also encourage you to really question it. When you walk into someone else's home, do you feel more invited when it's clean or when it's cluttered? Now, I know me personally, and I'm a Virgo, so I really like things to be in order. But maybe you don't, and that's okay. At the very least, make sure things are clean. Dust, vacuum, put things away as best you can. Maybe have a little bit of messy just because that's how you like it. But for the most part, things need to have a purpose. If you have old magazines sitting around, it's just creating dust, it's creating clutter, and there's no real need to have them, then it's adding to a stress or an energy or a burden in your life that you no longer need. So it's really important to clear things out. It's really important to have a purpose for everything. Now, maybe you have a child and it feels best to you when there's a few toys laying around. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the things that are not necessary. Okay. The next thing is to define your space. What do you like in your space? What makes you feel good? What makes you feel more at peace and more at ease and more loving, more joyful? For some people, it's, I don't know, like paintings or a certain color on the wall. For other people, it might be more like maybe they need Buddhas. I can say I've got things in mind. Everybody's different. Maybe, you feel good when you have crosses around, or maybe you feel good if there's a Buddha or an angel. I like all of it. Whatever makes you feel more connected to who you are, that's really what it's about. And some people like hardly any color. They like a lot of white or beige, and that just makes them feel peace. Other people like vibrant colors. It's no right or wrong. It's whatever feels really good to your soul. What makes you feel good? What makes you in your best mood? What brings you into the best energy that you can be? The next thing is to visualize. Visualizing beautiful white light coming into your space, the purest white light, cleansing and clearing your space. So you can start it as a small ball of energy, and then you can expand it to the room or the building or whatever feels right to you. And in that intention, as it's expanding, you're clearing out anything that does not align with love and joy and peace. And you're just going to keep moving it, moving it, moving it, moving it. And then when it gets to the end and to the outer barriers of where you want it to be, you're then going to intend that you're just bringing in the most peaceful, loving energy. And it's going to fill the space. And then you're going to feel really good and be in gratitude for a moment as you're feeling that. And then do that every day, sometimes multiple times a day, especially if, I don't know, maybe you're at work and then a a negative phone call comes in or somebody's upset about something, and then clear the space. You can also pray. So if you tend to pray, to anybody, whoever it is you pray to, whoever it is you work with, prayer is amazing. Call in those energies, have them help you clear the space. And you can even do it while you're visualizing, calling in the angelic realm or a Christ consciousness or God or whatever it is that works for you. Call it in. Ask for their help in cleansing and clearing the space, and then to bring that light and love into that space to help you create this harmonious, beautiful energy. And in a way that feels really good to you and those who you live with or that you work with, but just really cleansing and clearing. Another thing you can do too is you can smudge or spray. Some people are sensitive to smoke and things like that. So you can get sprays that help as well. Although I honestly find that smudging is a little bit better. For my own personal needs and what I do, I find it's a little bit more beneficial. But sprays can really help. When I'm at work, I often will use sprays because people can be very sensitive to the smoke. Or they might think you're smoking pot, whatever. We don't do that at work, but that might be what you need to do, is to use sprays. But there's so many different types. So right now, I'm going to pull it up here. I am using mugwort, and I've got it in here in a little smudge bowl, and there's different ways you can do it. I know people who can put it on a plate, or they get big sticks or resins. There's lots of different ways that you can do it. Incense sticks can be helpful, and you just light it and forget it. But when you're smudging or spraying, it's important to get into all the hidden areas. So if you're in your home, for example, you want to really smudge your home and clear out the negative energies. Then you want to get into closets and even drawers and things like that, anywhere where energy could kind of linger. It's very cleansing and it's really helpful. And some of the different types you could use would be sage, Palo Santo, rosemary, mugwort. Like I said, I'm using mugwort right now, cedar, frankincense, myrrh. There's so many. And lavender can bring in wonderful energies and healing energies. Some things are better than others. So like, let's say you're dealing with entity issues, you might use something more like rosemary or sage. Or if you just want to bring in positive energy, it could be maybe even more just lavender or things like that. So everything has its purpose. So whatever it is you're trying to do, I often recommend cleansing and clearing first, and then bringing in positive energy. So you want to clear out the things or the vibrations or the energies that aren't serving you, or that aren't there for your highest good, or that aren't really helping or serving whatever it is you're working towards. And then you want to bring in the energies and the vibrations that do help. So think about it in that way. So cleansing and clearing, and then bringing it in, then cleansing and clearing and bringing it in. Okay. Another thing you can do is use crystals. That's one of my favorites too. I love crystals. So right here, I've got a gigantic rose quartz, and it's one of my favorites. There's lots of things you can do. Darker stones will clear energies, especially if you set the intention to have it help you clear energies. So if you have, let's say, like a shungite or an obsidian or an onyx or something, you would hold the stone, and then you would intend that it's going to help you create a sacred environment, like a sacred space where energies that are anything less than love and light and purity and meaning good things cannot be present. So you're setting up like a definition or a boundary for that space. And then you can also use things like I said, the rose quartz to bring in love or bring in, good, positive, high vibe energies. I also like organite. So this is a little organite pyramid that I've got, and I love things like this. I think it's very helpful, and it can amplify and magnify energies and help things to really be, I don't know, just more beneficial in that space. And then finally is sound. And you can do things with bowls or bells or cymbals, whatever it is, even flutes. You can do singing and toning. You can just play songs in the background. There's so many different options, but that also helps to disperse energy. One of the things that you can really do is you can take like a bowl or something metal or something that just makes like a loud clinging sound into an area that feels stagnant. So after you're done decluttering and cleaning your space, it would be really good to have some sort of sound instrument where you can go into the corners and just, hit the bowl, hit the bell with the instrument and disperse the energy in that corner, disperse it, disperse it, disperse it, right? And then you can come in and you can do like the Palo Santo or the sage or something like that to just do even another layer. So like if you really want to cleanse a room and cleanse it well, I would use multiple things. I would not just do one thing and have your intention with it. So have your intention. Okay, now I am clearing the space. So the sounds of this bowl are going to clear this room of all energies that are less than unconditional love. And you just disperse it, disperse it, disperse it, disperse it, clear it out. And then if you want, you can have like a stone or music or some other or toning. And if you're really good at toning, which I'm not necessarily good at toning, but if you're really good at toning, you can intend that you're bringing forth the angelic energy with your toning into the room to fill the space. And so, your imagination is the only thing that keeps you from doing any of this, right? And your imagination can help you really make this exactly what you need it to be, because energy follows thought. And everything you're intending with an energy or a tool, even a crystal, it actually amplifies its ability to help you when you imagine it or visualize it. So as you're banging the bowl, visualizing the energies dispersing or the stagnation dispersing. So this is something that might also be good to do too if you feel stagnant about something in your life. Changing things up, shifting the energy, moving energy, cleansing your space. If you've got no time for anything, then at the very least, play some angelic sounding music that uplifts you into the space, even while you're gone. Have it keep working in your space. Okay. So I hope that helps you guys and gives you some ideas about things that you can do to really help cleanse and clear your space and create an environment for you to be your very best. All right, that's it for now. Thanks, guys. Bye.